Good afternoon, my Real News Midday TV family. Welcome back to the channel for another news update for Thursday, September 4, 2025. And in the news this afternoon, mother of disabled voter cries foul. A mother whose disabled son faced the challenges before Electoral Office of Jamaica officials allowed him to vote in St. Catherine Southeastern is urging election personnel to review their procedures in relation to the disabled community. Grace Nelson says her son, who has cerebral palsy, was unable to mark an X on the ballot sheet and as such needed her assistance to exercise his franchise. She told the news that EOJ officials insisted that they needed to have a conversation with the young man before he would be allowed to vote. She was then told by an EOJ staff member that she had to go outside. Nelson reportedly told the presiding officer that her son was not able to communicate with them in a manner they could understand. The frustrated mother was eventually allowed to take an oath and go through the process of assisting her son to vote. I should not have to go through that to insist that this young man is unable to go on his own, hence why I am here with him. I told the presiding officer I am his stepmother and I am his legal guardian. What more did she need? Why did she have to ask me to excuse myself from somebody who she can't understand if he says something to her? She questioned. Constitutional expert Dr. Lloyd Barnett told the news that it would be illegal to prevent the disabled person from voting, having the ready assistance of his mother. The news reached out to Director of Elections Glasspool Brown for a comment on the issue, but he did not return the call, apparently owing to his involvement in releasing the election results. The news also reached out to at least the two leaders of the disabled community for a comment, but their phones rang without answer. Body of 5-year-old autistic boy found in pit. Little Jahir was nicknamed Happy by his father, Oliver Spencer, because of his captivating smile. The 5-year-old nonverbal autistic boy was playful and full of life. But on Tuesday evening, sometime after 6 p.m., Spencer said he realized that the youngster was nowhere to be found. He had been playing at the back of the yard with his 6-year-old brother, who is also autistic. Jair's body was found early yesterday morning, floating in a manhole at the premises where he resided on Maple Leaf Avenue in Kingston 11. The grief was visible when Spencer spoke with the news yesterday. He said he and the police spent most of Tuesday night searching for Jair, but it didn't cross their minds to look inside the manhole. Me and the police searched the whole yard and everything because the covers were on the manhole. We never think anything about searching in there. This morning, me start look again and me just decide to lift up the manhole cover and me see my son in there. Me take out my baby and start give him CPR, but it never worked. Me put on clothes and wrap him up in a sheet. Me try, but him did dead, he said. Reports from the Halfway Tree Police are that a missing person report was filed when Jair could not be found at his home between 5 p.m. and 8 p.m. on Tuesday. During a search on Wednesday, his body was found about 6:48 a.m. in a manhole at the rear of the premises. The police were alerted and his body was removed to the morgue. Jair and his sibling are enrolled at the St. Mary Early Childhood Developmental Center. Spencer said that although he worked at nights, he tried his best to attend to their every need. He said he has been taking care of the children by himself for the past 2 years after the court granted him full custody. Me and their mother was together for 9 years, but she left and we went to court. She said she didn't want custody of them and I didn't want them to go to the children's home. So I take both of them. I work at bakery in the nights and my father look after them. It's 2 years now me I take care of the babies by myself. I work at nights and come home and take them to school. I take care of the 2 autistic picnic them myself. I love my children them, you know, he said as his voice trembled. As he looked at the manhole in which Jair's body was found, he said he remained puzzled as to why the pit was covered. He said he only decided to search the hole because a month ago his older son had removed the cover from another manhole. Last month I couldn't find both of my phones, and his bigger brother had taken them and opened the manhole cover, throw them down there and cover it back. Me still I wonder how the manhole closed back. I really don't know what happened, because the reason we never look in there is because the cover was on it, he said. Recording artist held with illegal gun and ammunition. A St. Ann recording artist was slapped with the possession of prohibited weapon and unauthorized possession of ammunition charges following the seizure of a firearm and several rounds of ammunition on Middle Street, Ocherius in the parish on August 26. He is 31-year-old Kimar Herman, otherwise called the Crefully of Miami Bay, St. Ann's Bay. Reports from the Ocherius police are that at 7:25 p.m., lawmen on patrol in the area observed Herman, who had a bag across his chest, and another man walking along the roadway. Both men were stopped and searched. During the search, a firearm and 3.38 rounds of ammunition were found in Herman's bag. The firearm and ammunition were seized, and he was taken into custody, where he was subsequently charged. His court date is being arranged. St. Ann man facing larceny charges. Detectives assigned to the St. Ann Police Division have charged the 25-year-old Shavar Landell of Snow Hill, Ocherius, with a burglary and larceny following an incident in the parish on August 30. Reports are that between 2 a.m. and 3 a.m., Landell allegedly forcefully entered a man's house and stole several items, including electronic items and cash valued at approximately $400,000. The incident was reported to the police and an investigation was launched. Landell was later found with the stolen items in his possession. He was arrested and subsequently charged after confessing to the crime. His court date is being finalized. Decomposing body of elderly Manchester man found inside his home. The decomposing body of an elderly man was found inside his home in Dobson District, Colleyville, Manchester on Wednesday. Dead is 78-year-old pensioner Colin Sonson Clark. The Christiana police report that around 11 a.m. they received a report about a scene in the area. Checks were made and Clark's body was found inside his home in a state of decomposition. A post-mortem is to be conducted. Man fatally shot in alleged police confrontation in Portmore. A 32-year-old St. Catherine man who allegedly engaged the members of a police team in an armed confrontation in Portmore last night was fatally shot and an illegal firearm was seized from him. He has been identified as Horace Romain Dish, otherwise called the Jesus French, of Southborough in Portmore. The police report that about 10:15 p.m., cops were conducting an operation in the area where they went to 25 Cent Lane where Dish lived. The police say Dish confronted the officers when they attempted to accost him. He reportedly brandished an illegal firearm, prompting the police to take evasive action and to open fire, injuring him. A Glock P80 pistol fitted with a magazine containing 4 9mm rounds was reportedly seized from the scene. Dish was taken to the Spanish Town Hospital where he was pronounced dead. The Independent Commission of Investigations has launched a probe into the matter. Guys, thank you for watching. See you this evening at 6 p.m. for another news update.